welcome to another episode of Bottom of the Stream with Adam and Nick. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome back on board the Streamboat.
Absolutely, welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good week.
Oh, yeah. I hope they are. Are you?
Yeah. It's hot, though.
It is hot.
I'm going to be shiny in this episode.
But I feel like I've got to the point where I'm pretty much acclimatized.
Okay.
And I'm okay. I'm very hot. And I've got to the sort of layer of
You've just got that,
sweat.
that sheen.
But I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I've
fine.
I've acclimatized. It's only for 3 days. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
summer will be over,
We can't complain about the heat when we complain about the rain as well, can we?
Exactly.
Got to pick one or the other.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You?
I'm excellent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good week?
Very good week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
We'll have to talk about what we did at the weekend.
Yeah, can't see why not.
Awesome.
There's no rules.
We had a couple of nights with as a sort of bottom of the stream get together.
We
didn't
did,
we?
indeed. We had a
It was
Patreon
fantastic.
get together.
Yeah.
With 2 of our Patreons,
Yeah.
Ross and Jordan. Hired a windmill.
Lads.
Lads weekend. I mean, it was the least lads ever.
I had a great time.
That was great, definitely.
Watch some movies.
If you want to be a Patreon
out,
and
had a
come to those
barbecue.
sort of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Board games.
Yeah.
Fun nights.
In a windmill.
It was cool.
My room was so far away.
You were like 4 stories up.
Yeah.
It was well funny.
But it was all good.
It was. Thank you for Ross for organising it.
What are we here for? We're here to give you the lowdown of all the big stories of the week in the world of streaming and movies.
The lowdown.
And
That's
what
what we
a
do.
week it's been.
Has been a crazy week, hasn't it?
Big news stories this week.
Cool.
One of which broke this very day.
Oh, okay. I might not have heard that then.
Related
busy
to
day today.
Netflix.
No, I haven't then.
In fact,
You
we
might
were.
educate me on this podcast.
Well, we'll get onto it in a minute. But basically, all week we were gonna talk about Marvel
Yeah.
as the big story of the week.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm excited. I don't know
So
this
it's
story.
quite big. So yeah, we'll get started on that.
Coming up
shortly.
later on.
Yeah, I mean, come and find us on a Thursday as well.
Yeah,
'cause
of
that's
course.
when we do our What Brought Us to the Dance,
The movie show.
our movie show. Where we randomly select a movie from either Netflix or Amazon Prime and talk about it, see what we think. We're looking for hidden gems.
We are indeed. What are we watching this Thursday?
Coming up on this Thursday, we are watching Shark Lake.
Oh. About a shark in a lake.
Yes,
With Dolph Lundgren in
with
it.
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah. What could go wrong? It's a recipe for success, surely.
Exactly. We've only ever really done one shark movie before,
I think so.
and that was a second ever episode.
Weirdly enough, we've done 3 episodes this season, and 2 of them have been lake-based.
That is true. That is very
So-
true. Animals in lakes.
Yeah,
It's the new theme of the show.
maybe. But yeah, good.
Sweet.
So, shall we start things off with a question of the week?
Oh, why not?
Did you know that it's the Olympics
I did know that.
currently?
I watched a bit of it.
Me too. Maybe we'll talk about that later as well.
Okay.
So this is an Olympic-related question of the week.
Right.
If you were to shut your eyes, maybe you've go to sleep like you do of an evening. Most evenings, I presume you go to sleep.
Most of them, yeah.
And you were to suddenly awaken.
Yep.
But when you awoke, you were at the start line, or basically whatever you were in. You've been transported into an Olympic sport
Right, okay.
that's about to start.
Yep.
So you could be in a boat, on a
Yep.
bike. I don't know.
Standing at the top of a diving board.
What would be the worst possible Olympic sport for you to suddenly be transported into? You just got to go with the flow.
Me as in who I am now?
Correct, yeah.
All of them. The worst possible one. Marathon. Is that one?
Yeah, but you can just...
I couldn't run a marathon.
No, but
I
you
couldn't even walk a
You
marathon.
can move.
I can move. Not 26 miles I can't move.
Well, you do it eventually.
I don't know if I would. Diving seems pretty dangerous.
You're not going to win any of them.
No, I'm not. Well, no, probably not.
You might not even know the rules to some of them.
Yeah, you're just there.
Yeah, I think diving would be...
Diving's
as
up
one
there.
of the
That's
worst.
like really dangerous.
You wake up, you're at the top of one of them boards.
10 meters up.
What you can do, cannonball, pencil jump, that's it. That's all I'd have
That's
in my repertoire.
pretty much all you could do. Yeah, diving's really dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
I suppose horse riding's really dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. But
Yeah, but you're already on the horse.
the horse
You
is a...
kind of gamble the horse
Are the
knows what
horse...
it's doing.
Here's a question for you. Are the horses talented?
Yeah.
Do they know what they're doing?
Oh yeah.
Could I ride one of those horses and it'd know what I was doing?
To an extent, it would
Would
do
I have,
some of it itself.
that's what I'm thinking. Would it just stand on the start line and like,
No, but
I don't know what
could,
I'm doing?
You could give it a little bit of a tap and it'd get going.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say, like, are Olympic horses talented? So does that mean there's, like, just normal horses? Just like, can any horse be an Olympic horse?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think diving.
Yeah. What about...
Plus, I'd be in those little tiny
Yes, you would.
speedos, and nobody wants to
Yes,
see that,
you would.
especially me.
That's true. What about the best?
Are there any sports that I think I could compete at? Is that what you're asking me? Or like not come last at?
No, I think you'd still come last.
All of them.
Yeah. I'd come
Is
last at every single Olympic. I'm sure
is there anything you could be jammy in though and not come last? Like,
could you want to get on a team sport?
Could you accidentally? Yeah. So, like, could I just stand at the back of a volleyball court and hope that I didn't come last?
You'd probably get subbed off. If it's a team sport, at least the coach might go, "Where's this guy come from? Let's switch him out."
Fencing, could I accidentally jab somebody by mistake
Maybe.
and get a point or something?
Like, if you suddenly appeared in a canoe slalom, that's going to be true.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a fucking clue what I was doing with that. Canoe slalom, that's a good one as well because that you could drown doing that quite
Skateboarding?
easily.
Can't skateboard.
Can't skateboard. I can ride a BMX, but I wouldn't want to jump over some of those jumps they're doing. All of them are bad. I think diving's the worst one though. It feels the most dangerous. I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to abuse anybody who's not a diver, but it feels the most dangerous. And I feel like they're really on show.
Gymnastics. That'd be pretty terrible. Here
Yeah.
you go. You're about to get on the bar.
Yeah, here's a pommel horse. How do I do with that?
Yeah, they don't look after themselves, those kind of horses.
No. Those horses don't know what they're doing. No, that's a good question. I'm going diving.
Okay.
I'm not going diving. I'm going to choose diving.
Okay, nice. I like it.
Yeah, good question. I enjoyed that.
What about like archery or shooting? Do you think you'd at least hit a target?
No.
No.
I used to do archery.
I know you did.
And I was shooting from 10 meters.
Yeah.
12 years ago, and I was very rarely hitting the target then. And these guys are like 50 meters.
Did you hear?
I don't think a normal human without practice could draw a bow that powerful back and fire it 50 meters. Because my bow, I've still got a bow.
Yeah.
It's quite tough to even pull it back, and that's only set up for 10 meters.
Sure. Did you hear about the early 2000 pop singer Craig David?
No.
He's on the coaching team for Great Britain's archery team.
Is he?
Yeah.
Right.
Did you not hear this story?
No.
He's the bow selector.
I wondered where you were going with that. I like that. That's a great joke. I'm going to put some sort of like badum-tsh sound effect over it. Good. I like that. It was a good question.
Yes, very good.
Congratulations to everybody who's competing at the Olympics and doing well. I think we're doing all right, aren't we?
I think so.
I think we're fourth in the medal table.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I learned something about the medal table today. So the official Olympic medal table is judged on how many gold medals people win.
Yeah.
But America don't do that.
Right, okay.
When American media is showing it on the TV, they do it by total amount of medals.
Okay.
So they're always winning.
Yeah.
But they're actually not winning.
Right. Yeah, I always thought the official thing was...
Gold medals.
Yeah, it's ranked on number of gold.
It is. The official Olympic committee ranks it on gold medals. But the Americans don't. They do it on total
Like when they have to put the dates backwards just to be different.
Yeah. Bloody Americans. We love you all. Right. Shall we do some Netflix news?
Let's do the news of the week, and let's start.
Not even Netflix, just over stuff.
Everything's mixed up.
Oh wow!
This week,
okay,
just because
we don't do that anymore.
I tried to sort it into
podcast.
sort of but I tried to sort streaming, and then movies, but then because of the size of some of the news, it felt like some of the movie news was then too far down. So we're going random this week.
I'm happy with that.
And we are starting with the news that has broken today from Netflix, which is that we have a premiere date for season 2 of Squid Game.
Okay, finally.
And as we have debated previously on a previous version of this show, whether we would see Squid Game season 2 in 2024.
Well, we
or
were
not.
quite surprised when we were told we would see it in 2024, weren't we? So I think
'Cause
we said it would come very close to the end of the year.
I think we've been done on a technicality
Right.
because the premiere for season 2 of Squid Game on Netflix is Boxing Day, December the 26th.
Okay. So yeah, pretty close to the end of the year, like we said.
Pretty close to 2025.
Mm.
But that wasn't the only announcement.
Right.
Because Squid Game has also been renewed for a third and final season.
Oh, right. Okay.
That will air in 2025. So it's not another 3-year wait.
Interesting. That means they're filming back to back then, obviously.
Sure does. A chat we've not heard from for a while, the series creator Hwang Dong-hyuk has posted to Netflix's Instagram account. Say, it's almost been 3 years since season 1 was met with an incredible response around the world and many unimaginable events took place. On the first day we began shooting season 2, I remember thinking, wow, I can't believe I'm back in the world of Squid Game. It felt surreal. I wonder how it would feel for you to be back in Squid Game.
Surreal.
After 3 years.
It's been a long time.
He said, Seong, who vowed revenge at the end of season 1, returns and joins the game again. Will he succeed in getting his revenge? The frontman doesn't seem to be an easy opponent this time either.
Okay.
The first clash between their two worlds will continue into the series finale with season 3, which we will bring to you next year. We will do our best to make sure we bring you yet another thrill ride.
Wow. Actually, it's a big year for Netflix. Because that's basically 2 seasons of Squid Game coming next year now. If this was coming 4 days before the end of this year.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's going to be the end of next year as well.
It will probably be next Christmas.
Yeah.
And you will also get season 2 of Squid Game: The Challenge.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Let's all go.
I don't know if I'm surprised by that or not. I don't know if I was expecting a 3rd season.
Well, we know that the creator wasn't expecting a second.
Well, no,
season.
he wasn't. That is
he
true.
fully has admitted that in the past.
He'd fully washed his hands of it, but okay, interesting. Good times.
I think it's the right thing to do. If you're going to try and get 2 seasons, let's strike while the iron is reasonably hot.
Yeah.
Knock them out of the park.
Film them back to back. Let's knock them out. Get it.
None of
done.
this Stranger Things hanging around.
Yeah.
Business.
Do you think you'll rewatch the 1st season before the 2nd season?
I think I would at least have to see the end of it. I don't know if I can be bothered to sit through
all of it
because they're quite long episodes.
They are quite long episodes.
I probably need a refresher of what happened in the last episode.
Maybe you should watch the finale.
Yeah, maybe.
I remember the finale being good.
Yeah, that. I think we remember saying at the time that very last sting where it was a bit tacked on. And we know why.
We know why now. Yeah.
You know, when he walks out the train station.
It was never written to have a 2nd season. Yeah. That's why. Okay, next story.
Okay, let's move on to some Marvel news because there's a couple of big Marvel stories this week. And let's start, obviously, with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
It is doing great guns.
It really is.
At the box office, a $438 million opening weekend.
That's almost unheard of these days.
It is both the biggest domestic, i.e. United States, and global opening for an R-rated movie of all time.
Wow.
Time. And I'm sure it will just continue to
So you're going to
haul in the cash.
Literally. I went to see it last night, so I'll tell you more about it later on.
Okay, good. But, it's good news for the plucky little independent movie company, Disney.
It really is. Yeah.
Because
it's just what Disney needed right now.
Also this week was confirmation that Inside Out 2 is now the highest grossing animated movie of all time.
Really?
Time. It has surpassed Frozen 2's total of just over $1.5 billion.
That's mad.
Yeah. Interestingly, I haven't done a news story on this, but this comes in the same week where Disney has let go nearly 200 people in their TV division.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly people who work on National Geographic and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
that must be quite downheartening
Yeah.
when you see Disney pulling in money like that and they're
Yeah.
letting you go. That must be quite like. Yeah, but everybody knows Disney are scumbags. It's just a thing people know.
It's a good job they have pulled in that money
It's
because
going straight back out again.
Variety, obviously the big story of the week is the news that we have got a renamed Avengers 5,
Yes.
which is now going to be Avengers Doomsday.
Yep.
With Doctor Doom stepping in place of Kang,
Yep.
the disgraced Jonathan Majors. And the big reveal that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to play that role.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I don't know if I feel that I can really make too much of a comment because I don't know enough about. My initial reaction is, is that a bit lazy? Because they've just gone, well, there's all these multiple universes, so that's just another version of Tony Stark. Who's
stink of desperation? It's like forgetting all the character.
Well, it wasn't going to. It is Plan B, isn't it? Or C, or whatever.
But it's like the movies are not doing very well since we killed off Iron Man. Is Robert Downey Jr. our golden ticket? Let's find out. And bring the Russo brothers back at the same time.
Who? But yes, but at least Robert Downey Jr. has done well since.
Oh yeah,
he won his Oscar, didn't he?
He did indeed.
In Oppenheimer, I think he's off onto Broadway next before he films this. Whereas the Russos not so.
No, probably not.
So great.
Done a few things on Netflix, haven't they? And bits and bobs, but not a lot.
I
don't know if he is just going to be another universe's version of Tony Stark. I think that's lazy. I think if you can write it in another way, or just not even reference it at all, I'm happy. I'm fine with that.
I guess the thing is, you're not. Again, to my unschooled Marvel, knowledge, it's not going to be a Josh Brolin situation where you've got Josh Brolin is playing Thanos, but you never see Josh Brolin because then why would you bring?
Why does it have to be anybody?
Yeah. It could be Robert De Niro. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
If you were doing it like that way, so presumably the fact that it is Robert Downey Jr.'s face is important to the.
Yes, I would say so. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? I mean, we haven't got long to wait. It's less than a year away, isn't it?
No, and do you know what? I think it's astonishing. So, just at Comic-Con this week, I think it was Saturday night when they had the Marvel panel.
It was.
They had the cast of the Fantastic Four out, and Kevin Feige said these guys are about to get on a plane because they start shooting on Monday for the Fantastic Four movie. That movie comes out in less than a year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is fast turnaround.
It is for a Marvel movie.
That's the end of
it's
July
for any movie,
next year.
Wow. Then it's the year after is Doomsday.
Yeah.
And the year after that is Secret Wars.
I think Doomsday starts filming early 2025. So bit more time.
I think
it's still tight turnaround.
That Fantastic Four movie feels like a reboot of the whole Marvel universe. It feels like everything starts again from there.
I presume things are going to bleed over from them coming into the universe that we are familiar with.
Yeah.
Variety have had a really interesting article this week in which they've got a bit of sort of the background of how this came together and who's getting paid what and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
Which might blow your mind a little bit. So, apparently, according to Variety, Marvel has spent $80 million. That's the paycheck for the Russo brothers.
80 million for
to do the two movies.
Okay.
And significantly more for Robert Downey Jr.
Significantly more?
Yeah.
Wow. That's an offer he can't refuse, even if he didn't want to do it. If you're offering him, you've got to say at least $100 million then. At least.
He doesn't need it. I know it's $100
million. I know he doesn't need it, but who's turning down $100 million? If you don't, nobody's turning that
down. Variety says the Russo's deal does not include any back-end points or compensation, but does include performance escalators that would kick in if any of the movies made $750 million and then $1 billion.
Which they probably will.
Yeah. They also will have their production company's banner on the movies.
Oh,
Which is
wow,
a
okay.
first for Marvel, which doesn't typically work with outside production companies.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that is quite interesting.
That is.
They have also said that without having a figure on what Downey Jr. is being paid, his deal is filled with perks that includes private jet travel, dedicated security, and a whole trailer encampment
Wow.
for him.
Basically building a village for him.
Yeah. A knowledgeable source says Downey Jr. has already pulled in between 500 and 600 million with his work for Marvel to date.
Wow. And do you remember Robert Downey Jr. 20 years ago? No, because nobody does. Because he was nowhere. He was in rehab, and it's crazy the career turnaround that guy's had. It really is.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be a billionaire at some point, if he's not already.
The final sort of scoop on there is that Downey Jr. only agreed to come back if the Russos directed the two movies. So they kind of come as a package deal.
So they went to him first, obviously. They must have.
Presumably.
They must have.
Yeah.
Wow. Powerful man. Powerful man.
All to dress up in a mask
Yeah. You might not even ever see his face.
and act against some tennis balls. Okay, what else happened at Comic-Con?
Go on then. Hit me up.
I would say not maybe, Marvel aside, maybe not the hugest reveals elsewhere, but a few interesting points to note. And we'll start with some of the streaming news. So, The Boys is getting a prequel.
Okay.
Because that is coming to an end, I believe.
Yes, it is.
I think season 5 is supposed to be the final season of that.
I think so.
It's already got one spin-off, hasn't it?
It has. Gen V?
Yeah, have you watched that?
No.
Okay.
I've only just started the latest series of The Boys.
Okay. A second spin-off is coming, which will be called Vought Rising, which will star Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy and set 70 years before the events of The Boys.
Okay.
A twisted murder mystery about the origins of Vought in the 1950s.
Did you see Jensen Ackles doing the reveal of it?
No, I haven't.
He didn't know he'd got the part
right
at that point. And as he was reading the reveal out, that's how he found out that he got the part. He knew he'd got I imagine he knew he'd got the part because he was Soldier Boy in The Boys. But
also announced, well, we already knew that there was a Dexter prequel coming.
We did.
In which it was confirmed at Comic-Con that Michael C. Hall will return to as the Dark Passenger.
Yep,
he will be the inner monologue of his younger self.
Yep, set in the 90s. It's going to be great.
Also, which took people by surprise, it was announced he will return as Dexter in a sequel series, Dexter Resurrection.
I've had a lot of conversations about this.
How much Dexter is too much Dexter?
Not this much Dexter. More Dexter,
sure?
Please. Yeah. I don't think anybody's surprised that a second series of this new Dexter is coming. I think people might be surprised that Dexter's going to be in it.
Okay.
I don't want to give any spoilers away for the last series of Dexter, whatever. What was it called? Dexter New Blood, maybe? Something like that. Yeah. I'm happy because I love Dexter. I love that character, so I'll watch it in anything. And anything that avenges that finale of the original series.
Well, this is the third chance for him
exactly.
that finale to get avenged.
Let's just wipe that from our minds by giving us more. That's what we need to be doing. Okay. So yeah, I'm happy with it. As a big Dexter fan, I'm happy with it. It's exciting.
The biggest news of Comic-Con, though, is that Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, will join the SpongeBob SquarePants universe.
That is a big deal.
As he will co-star in the upcoming SpongeBob movie, The Search for SquarePants.
Nice.
Where he will play the villainous Flying Dutchman.
Oh, okay.
So,
isn't that a train?
No, I think it was a boat.
I'm thinking of the Flying Scotsman. There's loads of cool stuff came out of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I saw a teaser for the new series of From. Have you seen From?
Yes.
Saw that. That's been announced. That's coming back before the end of the year. Second season of Silo was announced. That's coming back next month.
Okay.
So yeah, there's loads of cool stuff happening.
Nice.
It's really cool. The Penguin TV show. Have you seen that? That looks quite good.
I did see a trailer for that. There's so many spin-offs.
Yeah.
And we're carrying on the theme of spin-offs.
Okay, cool.
Because if
Find
you're
my way onto this
interested, you can go and check out the Hollywood Reporter, who have done a significant interview with Hayden Schlossberg, Josh Held, and John Hurwitz, who are the trio behind Cobra Kai.
Okay.
It's a really in-depth interview. It's very interesting. They talk about the final season. How far the cast come, how they put some of their story together. Anyway, the conversation turned to what's next, as it would.
Yep.
And all three creators said they've spent a lot of time whilst making season 6 exploring what was, who was, and what motivated Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
Which we kind of seen from those first 5 episodes of season 6.
Yeah, we're learning more about the man behind the
and
bout.
They were asked, is there room for spin-offs after you close the Cobra Kai chapters? And they said, absolutely, we think about spin-offs all the time. Cobra Kai is a spin-off.
Yeah.
And he said, we've talked a lot to Robert Mark Kamen, who was the writer of the original Karate Kid movies,
Okay.
for his input into some of these characters. Because Robert Mark Kamen, based the Karate Kid and Mr. Miyagi partly from his own experiences, because he had a sensei who learned karate in Okinawa.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
And they basically said that they really want to do a Mr. Miyagi prequel spin-off, the younger days of Mr. Miyagi.
Young Miyagi.
Yeah. So let's see what happens there. That guy, that makes perfect sense.
It does. Why would you not? Like you say, they've
Ralph
already
Macchio
started.
needs to carry on working. He can be in all of these.
He'd be Mr. Miyagi.
No.
Why
But
not?
he could be the device, couldn't he? He could be reading the diaries or something.
You could be the Dexter, the dark passenger of Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, I can't see why you wouldn't do that. And like you say, they have started to explore it a little bit in these first 5 episodes.
It's reasonably cheap programming.
Yeah.
That Netflix knows has got a good audience.
Yeah.
That I'm sure they will just ride until it's dead.
Why not?
As is the Netflix way.
Cobra Kai doesn't feel like it's dead. Do you feel like Cobra Kai's had its day? I don't. I feel like you could have kept it going
that
forever.
season 5 was a struggle at times.
Right.
We'll talk a bit more about it, I think, season 6 later. I did really enjoy the first 5 episodes. I felt it feels like it's heading to a conclusion.
Yeah, it does.
From the
But that's
5.
intentional. It didn't need to feel like it was. It could have just kept going forever.
Yes, but you need to shift.
You need to shift
You need to
characters,
ship them
so-
kids out
Yeah,
and get
you
a
do.
new class in.
You do. But you could have.
Yeah, but also 6 seasons of karate being the most important thing in the world in this very small time. It's like, we would just be repeating the cycle.
It seems to be in the world now as well. It's not just in that town.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the most important thing in the world to everybody in the world.
Another spin-off
Wow.
that is coming.
You can tell Comic-Con's been, can't you?
Yeah, apparently is a Doctor Who spin-off.
Oh, right.
Which it's a limited series, a 5-part series.
Right.
Called The War Between the Land and the Sea. Whatever that means.
I don't know.
And signed up for it is a co-production, as I think all Doctor Who's things will be now, between the BBC and Disney+.
Yeah.
Russell Tovey and Gugu Mbatha Raw.
Okay.
Alongside Gemma Redgrave and Alexander Devrient, who apparently are already on Doctor Who.
They are.
The spin-off will focus on the military organisation UNIT.
Right.
When a fearsome and ancient species emerges from the ocean, dramatically revealing themselves to humanity, an international crisis is triggered. With the entire population at risk, UNIT steps into action as the land and sea wage war. Sounds like Godzilla.
It does sound like Godzilla. And that's a really interesting idea. But my first thought was, why would UNIT try and fight it when they've got Doctor Who? Why not just call him?
Again, it's the old Marvel thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Every Marvel movie since the Avengers is like, why don't you just call them all together?
Yeah. this
one of them's really struggling.
this
Just get your
massive
mates.
series, this massive disaster's about to happen, but this all-powerful character we've got, we're going to keep him away
But
from
it's
it.
too small for him to get involved with.
Yeah. That was my instant thought there, but yeah. Okay. We'll give it a benefit of doubt, I suppose.
Another development of a Netflix documentary series
Okay.
becoming a fictional movie next.
Right.
As Blumhouse has announced plans for a worst roommate ever movie
Okay.
to go into production, and they've signed a director, and it's Paul Feige,
Oh, okay.
who is the guy behind Bridesmaids,
Yep.
the female Ghostbusters,
Yep.
Several other things. The anthology series currently showing on Netflix. Season 2 just started a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I've seen it. It's good.
Is being retooled.
So are they choosing one of these and making it into a film, or are they just inspired by the events of some of the episodes? You could go loads of ways with that.
There is a script which has been written by Steven Susko, who is the writer behind Unfriended, Dark Web.
Yep.
But no synopsis yet. We do have a couple of statements. Paul Feig said, Jason Blumhouse and I have been trying to find the perfect project to collaborate on for years, and this story is tailor-made to deliver the scares, thrills, emotion, and comedy of dread that both he and I like to entertain audiences with.
Okay.
I can kind of imagine it'll just be a big melting pot amalgamation of all these.
Yeah, it's just going to be loads
take bits from all.
take bits from all of them and just make it. There's not going to focus on one story, is it?
I don't think so.
It's a good idea though. You've got the content there. Why not use it? Next.
The fallout continues from the Roadhouse Amazon issues.
Right.
Do you remember the director Doug Liman?
Yep.
Complaining that he was under the impression this was going to be a cinematic release.
Yeah, he didn't want to go straight onto the streamers, did he?
He's done another interview
Right.
clarifying some of his previous comments, but
Right.
then absolutely doubling down.
Okay.
Because his next movie is going to be called The Instigators, which is for Apple
Right.
and will be a streaming movie.
Right.
But
So he's had to kind of back down from, I don't know.
kind of. So Lyman said, first of all, I want to clarify, I have no issue with streaming.
Okay.
We need streaming movies because we need writers to go to work, directors to go to work, and actors to go to work. Not every movie needs to be in a movie theatre. I'm a big advocate of TV series, of streaming movies, of theatrical movies. We should have all the options.
Yep.
My issue, however, on Roadhouse is that we made the movie for MGM to be in theatres. Everyone was paid for it as if it was going to be in theatres. Then Amazon switched it on us and no one got compensated.
Oh, right. Okay.
50 million people saw Roadhouse, so Amazon tell us. I didn't get a cent. Jake didn't get a cent. Producers didn't get a cent. That's wrong.
That is wrong. Okay, I'm back down on him a little bit. That is wrong.
Variety reached out for Amazon for comment. They did not reply.
Right. It's not a good look.
But interestingly, Jake Gyllenhaal did an interview with Total Film saying, I adore Doug and his tenacity. I think he's advocating for filmmakers and film in the cinema and theatrical releases. But I am of the understanding that Amazon was always clear that movie was for streaming.
Interesting. I love Doug. I admire his tenacity, but he's a fucking liar.
I just want as many people to see it as possible. That's someone who's struck a deal after it was.
Absolutely is.
That's fun.
That is fun. One of them's lying. Which one is it? You choose. You decide.
News on the upcoming reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay.
My strange intonation aside.
Yeah, that was strange.
Camila Mendes Has signed up for
Oh,
it.
really?
I think she's been on one of the movies we've seen.
I think she has. Her name's familiar.
She's out of Riverdale, I think. Along with Madeline Klein, Sarah Pigeon, Tyreek Withers, and Jonah Hauer King. Also in talks are Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay. I'm on board. I'm in.
As presumably they pass the torch to a new generation.
Yeah. It's a film, isn't it? It's not.
Yes. It is.
Okay.
Because everything must be remade.
Yes, why not? Even
Must
the
be.
not so good things. I remember I Know What You Did Last Summer not being that great.
Yeah.
It's one of those films, isn't it? That like Scream still gets talked about to this day. And a couple of films, but nobody ever talks about I Know What You Did Last Summer anymore.
It was a big hit, and it
was
launched.
a huge hit. It did. It launched those guys, but it just doesn't. It didn't seem to have the longevity that some of the other films of that era did.
They also smashed out a couple of sequels the next couple of years.
They did, yeah.
didn't
Still
they?
Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
I wonder if it holds up to today's
no
scrutiny,
idea.
because I might give it a watch at some point. I remember it being okay. Maybe we'll do it on a watch along.
Tell me if I've misjudged this penultimate story.
Go on.
Have you got a thing for Death Becomes Her?
Love it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Great. film.
So if you ever find your way over in New York, then I would like you to know that from November the 21st, you could go and find tickets for Death Becomes Her, the musical.
Amazing. I'm up for that.
That's it. That's the story.
There's still nothing about it.
But that kind of is the musical version of Death Becomes Her. What more do you want? I can
Nothing.
read you the synopsis if you want, but I think you know it.
I do know it.
I mean, I feel like that is a property that could fit the musical genre.
Yeah, definitely. It's campy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It works. I am planning to get to New York next year, so maybe I will go and watch
Okay.
it.
Love it.
Interesting.
That's all the news.
Excellent. Good news.
Would you like a list?
Always.
We've talked about the Olympics,
Yeah.
and by way of that, I thought you might be interested in a list that Time Out released just last week on the best sports movies of all time.
I'm up for it. I love a list.
What do you want?
This is as close to a sport themed episode that you're ever going to get from us, too.
100% is. 100%. They have done the top 50.
Right.
Would you like the top 10, and then you can randomly, or do you want to randomly give me some numbers? How do you want
Give
to
me the
do
top
it?
10 and then I'll randomly throw some numbers.
Okay.
I'll see if I can guess the
I
number
will
one.
have to do a bit of scrolling.
That's fine. I'll see if I can guess the number one.
So the 10th best sports movie of all time is Olympia from 1938.
Oh, it's one of these kind of lists.
No,
okay.
it's not.
Right.
But
I don't know that.
No, I didn't either. So it's a movie about the 1936 Berlin Olympics.
Okay.
A classic piece of sports glorification.
Glorification.
Yeah. Focuses on Jesse Owens and also Adolf Hitler.
Oh, sounds fun.
He was around at the time. Okay. Number 9 is another documentary. I have seen this one. When We Were Kings from 1996. It's
Sounds familiar.
the documentary that captures 1974's Rumble in the Jungle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
A great movie. Properly great movie.
Don't think I've seen it.
In 8th place is Senna.
Oh, right. That's
from
recent.
2010. 2010.
Okay.
Another documentary. 7th place is Slapshot from
It's got to be
1977.
ice hockey.
It is. Paul Newman. Number 6 is The Wrestler from 2008.
That is a wonderful movie. I'm surprised
I've
it's
never
that
seen
high
it
up on
once.
I've
Probably
seen it a
when it
couple of
came
times.
out.
I'm surprised it's that high up on a list, but it is a
It's
great
Mickey
movie.
Rourke.
Yes.
Number 5 is Caddyshack.
Great film.
The well known for its realistic portrayal of sport. Well, it's a sports movie.
It's a sports movie.
Number 4 is Bull Durham, which is one of Kevin Costner's baseball movies. It's the
Okay.
one that's not Field of Dreams. Tim Robbins is in it as well.
Got ya. Never heard of it.
Number 3 is another documentary. It's Hoop Dreams. I think that comes top of a lot of this sort of list. It's it's a basketball documentary. Two young guys trying to find their way in the NBA.
Okay.
Number 2 is Raging Bull.
Yeah. That was going to be my guess for number one.
What do you think number 1 is it?
Um.
I've got to say it's a 1-2 punch. It had to be one of these two.
Yeah. Dodgeball.
Well, although that might be my number 1, unfortunately, Time Out magazine says the best sports movie of all time is Rocky.
Oh, of course. I didn't even think of Rocky. Good shout. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is basketball in there?
I don't know. I will scroll and
Do
I
you remember
will,
basketball?
I do. Yeah.
Great film.
I watched that a lot when I was at a certain age.
What did there was a Lawn Green Bowls movie as well. What was that called? Black Ball.
Yeah, with
Dennis Pennis. What's his name?
Can't remember.
Kevin.
My father-in-law loves that
Steve.
movie.
David.
Steve Davis.
Steve Davis.
The Karate Kid, which we were talking about earlier, 22nd on the list.
Okay. Is Dodgeball in there?
I haven't got that far down yet. I've just got to Seabiscuit at number 24.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Friday Night Lights, 28. A lot of people like that movie.
Ready to Rumble? Is that in there?
Probably not.
If we're having documentaries, then Beyond the Match should be in there. That's a great film.
Yeah, I feel like that's not well seen enough to be probably there.
Oh, it's Darren Aronofsky.
The Fighter, 41.
Okay, that Wahlberg.
Yep. A League of Their Own, number 43. Field of Dreams, number 44.
Great film.
Dodgeball, number 47.
Okay, cool. Dodgeball's a great film.
What a sports movie.
I don't even like comedies, but Dodgeball's a good film.
Probably the most recent entry from this very year, The Iron Claw, 49.
Oh, really?
Rounding out the top 50, Bend It Like Beckham.
Bend It Like Beckham.
2002.
Wow. I'm glad the Iron Claws. There's a couple of wrestling movies in there then. Okay. Good list.
Awesome.
Right. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
So, should we start with Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Because I'd watched the first 5 episodes last week. But
I have now finished all 5.
So can I now say, what the hell in that last episode? When I'm just going to go full spoilers.
Yeah, be careful of spoilers. Skip ahead a minute.
I'm just going to spoil.
Want to listen.
So, Tora's mum dies.
Yes.
And she's late for the fight to decide who's going to be the women's captain.
Yeah.
And they stop the fight. They can see she's upset. She tells them all that her mum's died.
Yeah.
And no one goes to help her or comfort her,
No,
even her boyfriend.
Even her boyfriend.
Says, "Are you okay?"
He did get up on the stage, but...
And then we cut, and she's joined Cobra Kai in the tournament. And I'm like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it didn't...
These
it
absolute toxic Miyagi guys.
It felt out of character for... I'm blanking on his name.
Robbie.
No. His dad.
Daniel. Oh,
No.
Johnny.
Johnny. It felt out of character for him that he was just prepared to let her...
Yeah, no one even went after
The
her
others
and
tried
asked
to
if she was
stop her.
okay.
No, yeah. Yeah, it felt off. In fact, it felt very off.
Because the
It
karate
like-
was more important.
The karate is more important than her mental health.
Honestly, it got to the end where she walked into the tournament with Kreese, and I was like, you guys win. You're the good guys now.
Cobra Kai's the good guys now. Yeah.
It was like I said to you last week, I thought it pushed the whole sort of karate is important. That's as far as you can push that. Because I was like,
Yeah, I don't think you can go any further than that. Cobra Kai, nobody in Cobra Kai,
like humans.
Nobody in Cobra Kai behaves like a human at any point.
Yeah.
But that did feel a bit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very strange. I think Robbie is a good character, but he's a proper wet blanket.
Yeah.
He was a badass when that show started, and now he just like bends over for everybody. Sounds wrong. Yeah, I'm not keen on the way where his characters ended up. If I'm honest, because he's just like, I don't know, he just seems to mope around.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be happy now, but he just isn't.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I'm not sure I'm convinced with that character.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the one thing I do think about Cobra Kai is everybody. If you watched a couple of episodes of the first series, everybody's terrible at acting.
Sure,
but they've all got good.
But it was a nothing show on YouTube.
It was, yeah. It was made for YouTube Red or whatever it was called back then. But they've all got good now.
Yeah,
they're all good
stars.
actors. Yeah, they're all stars. They all know what they're doing. They all know their craft. They've all grown up with that show. I think there's some stars will be made out of that show.
That was just so shonkily written.
It was. It really was. The fact that guy is just out and about in public. And
John Kreese.
John Kreese.
Yeah, he's faked his death, escaped from prison. Now he's just wandering around.
Now he's at the most high-profile karate tournament in the world.
Which we were told multiple times the whole world will be watching.
Yes. Standing opposite his 2 worst enemies and everybody who he's tried to murder in the past.
Yeah.
He's just there.
You imagine them watching it in the prison. Oh, wait, that's that guy.
That guy that escaped. Yeah. It's so weird.
It's on TV.
It's so strange. But
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is a soap opera,
Oh, 100%.
and you just have to go with whatever it tells you to go with. It's as simple as that.
But they have pushed that so far. And
To-
that last episode, we turned to each other. I had this, me and my wife had this conversation, and we're like, well, let's see what happens at the end.
I've said it.
It's like-
I've always said it. For final season, no rules. There's no rules in the final season. Anything goes. But yeah, Cobra Kai's great. Just watch it anyway.
So I've watched some of the Olympics:
Okay.
swimming,
Swimming.
running, mountain biking. That was
Nice.
quite exciting.
How are we doing?
We won at mountain biking. The guy got a puncture, and he was like 40 seconds behind on the last couple of laps, and
I'm still one.
Yeah.
Wow.
found the legs from somewhere.
Good for him.
Yeah, watched quite a lot of swimming because that's a lot of the main events of the first week, isn't it? It's
Oh.
a slow pool though. Everyone becomes an expert.
Not deep enough, is
Yeah,
it?
correct.
I was reading it's not deep enough. I watched Tom Daly and Noah Williams' synchronized diving tournament. I watched that.
Yeah.
They
I
came-
love Tom Daly.
I do too.
He's got this real. He occupies this place in, I think, British culture, which is really unique, and it's so clever how he's done it because he is simultaneously like grandma's favourite.
Yeah.
Yet he is also an absolute thirst trap.
Completely. He never wears clothes. The guy does knitting, never wears anything. Yeah,
the
you're right.
photo with the other week on Instagram, and it was him and the diving team, and it was 6 boys, 5 rings because of the Olympics. I was just like, that's clever.
He knows his audience. All of that diving team do.
Yeah.
They know their audience. They know what they're doing, and they're very good at what they do. I did see an interview that was it was just after they'd won, and it was him and Noah Williams being interviewed. And just after the last Olympics, Noah Williams' coach died.
Uh-huh.
He was young. He was only in his 30s, I think, but he died. So the interviewer was asking him about that, and he was welling up.
Yeah.
But this interview wouldn't drop it. This journalist wouldn't, and he kept asking him. And then,
So your coach is still dead.
Yeah.
That'll make you more upset.
yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to make him cry. And Tom Daly just stepped in and finished that interview off and let him go off. And it was like, you were so well trained at that because you've been doing it since you were 12 or whatever. You've got to respect the guy. Because he's 5 Olympics at, 30?
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's crazy. Fred Siriou, you know the guy from First Dates, the French guy who runs the restaurant. His daughter won a bronze medal
Oh, really? What
in
does she do?
diving with us.
Oh, is that her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So watched that piece of him sort of narrating that last night. It was all very emotional, and he interviewed them at the end.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was his daughter.
Those little stories.
Cool. I watched some archery.
Okay.
I watched the finale of the women's team archery. That's crazy. They've all got like smashed up faces here.
Yeah.
Where they pull the string back, and all their lips are all cut up and bleeding, and they've got these marks down their lips. And it's like, that's dedication to your sport. It's like disfigure your face to do your sport.
I like the stories. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, there's another one I saw. It was a female boxer who's lived in. I'm going to get in trouble now for Northerners. It was either Bolton or Wigan
Same thing.
the
I'll
last-
take it from you.
for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But she's not yet got a British passport.
Right.
She was from Cameroon.
Yeah.
But she can't go back to Cameroon because she's gay,
Right.
and that's illegal.
Yeah.
So she's still waiting for a citizenship to come through, and so she's competing as a refugee,
Right.
and she beat the favourite in that weight class in the first round.
Really?
Trial.
I love stories like that.
Yeah.
Just like non. There's a few non-dom athletes, aren't there?
Yeah.
That, like not classified to a country.
Yeah.
I love stories like that. Fascinating.
Good. Anything else?
I started the last series of The Boy, or the latest series of The Boys. I don't know if
Okay.
it's the last. I think it is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Season 5 is going to be the last. Is this season 4? I don't
Maybe.
know.
Anyway, I've started it.
I've only watched season 1.
It's
so-
great. The guy who plays Anthony Starr playing Homelander is like incredible.
Mhm.
But The Boys is The Boys. It's violent. It's gory. It's silly superhero shit. Talking of silly superhero shit,
Yes.
I went last night to the local cinema for one of the final times as it was closing down, which is absolutely devastating. I went to watch Deadpool and Wolverine last night.
Did you have a good time?
I had a fantastic time.
Okay.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Good.
I think it's without doubt the best Marvel films since Endgame.
Okay.
I think that's not even a debate anymore. It's pure, unadulterated Deadpool. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be. And then you've got Hugh Jackman just having the best time of his life by the looks of him, just enjoying himself.
Awesome.
Somebody at work asked me today if you need to have seen the other 2 Deadpool movies before you can watch this one.
Yeah.
I would say you don't, but you do.
Do you need to have seen the 7 X-Men movies?
Probably more than you do the Deadpool,
Okay.
but you definitely need to have seen Logan.
Oh, right, okay.
I think I would say this is a sequel to Logan more than it's a sequel to Deadpool.
Okay.
And it's basically what they're trying to do is tilt the X-Men universe into the Marvel universe.
Sure.
And that's what they make no bones about it. They basically tell you that's what they're trying to do in this movie. But it's just so much fun. There's at one point like 100 different versions of Deadpool show up, and they're all different. You've got Kid Pool, Baby Pool, Lady Pool, Welsh Pool. There's loads. It's great. It's
one of the Wrexham players.
It is, yeah. Paul Mullin. Yeah, it's just fun. Their Deadpool movies are all good fun, and this one's wonderful. It's really good fun. But I think that's it. I'm pretty sure I've seen something else this week, but I can't remember what it is.
It'll come back to you.
It'll come back to me at some point.
Lovely.
Next, what do we do now?
Let's talk about what we played this week in our games feature.
We need to get caught in the net, I guess.
Caught in the net. And I selected the game we played.
You did indeed.
And it was our first opportunity to try one of the Netflix stories, which apparently we're going to get more and more of.
Interactive story content.
Yeah, so these are the titles that are based on Netflix properties.
Yep.
We could have done Narcos.
Yes.
But we didn't. We did Love is Blind.
We did indeed. Straight off the bat,
yeah,
I'm going to tell you, I haven't played a lot of it.
Okay.
Mainly because I played 20 minutes of the wrong game.
Oh, brilliant. That's what I'm here for.
The Netflix stories are a very complicated system.
Yes, I didn't realise this when I
didn't.
selected this.
They're all in one app.
Yeah.
So Netflix stories is the game.
Yeah.
And then you choose when you're in that game which one you want to play.
Which isn't how they're badged on the thumbnails.
No.
Because when you're searching for a game or looking through Netflix games, there is the Love is Blind game, the Virgin River game, the Too Hot to Handle game.
Yeah.
So they're all individual tiles you will put down. But when you download this, they're all there, and you have to select which one you're starting, and you didn't obviously pay attention and just started a different one.
Yeah, because I loaded up a game, and the menu came up, and it said play underneath. So I pressed play, and I played 20 minutes of this game, and then I thought, my love is not blind. I have met some of these people, and it turned out I was playing the perfect match.
Okay.
So I had to stop. So that's taken some of my gaming time away.
Okay.
So I've actually only played not a lot of this game, but I don't enjoy it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man, you can see why they want to churn these out, don't they?
They're easy made.
Yeah.
I imagine there's one app that it's just like one program where they can just type in all the shit,
It's probably
put in
written
all
by
the pictures.
Probably written by
Probably
AI.
is. It feels like just paint by numbers.
So
game creation.
You start, you create your character.
Yep.
And I at first I was like, oh, do I play as a man or a lady?
Yeah.
But you have to play as a lady.
You do.
Which is absolutely fine. And then you have to go and find love.
Yeah.
You get
blindly
to interview, speak to potential suitors.
Yep.
And then decide which one you want to go on second dates with, and then maybe you might get proposed to.
Exactly. I have fallen in love.
I was beating them off with a stick.
Oh, really? I have fallen in love with a guy named Blaze. He seems lovely.
I talked to Blaze, the fireman.
Yeah, the fireman. He seems lovely. I've fallen in love with him a little bit.
Yeah,
but then I've just been on a date with Kieran, and he seemed really nice as well.
I talked to him.
Yeah, he seemed fine. So I'm going to have to choose between the two.
So I had to choose between Blaze, who wanted an answer straight away, and I wasn't prepared to give him that commitment.
Okay.
Nico, who was an Italian Hollywood stuntman.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't think I've spoken to Nico.
He proposed to me.
Oh, did he?
But...
Did you accept?
Yes,
Okay.
but also back in the lounge, the green room, whatever you call it, I also fell in love with another contestant.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's
I can't remember her name.
That's controversial.
Yeah, so there was 3 options.
Nice.
And I played quite a bit, and I left Nico at the altar.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah. And I shacked up with can't remember her name.
The other contestant.
Yeah.
You broke the rules of the
Yeah.
game. You
Yeah.
broke Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I haven't quite got to the end, but I basically think we're going to be offered the job of being the new host of the show.
All right. So you break the show and then it
Yeah,
becomes your
I
show.
think that's what's going to happen. But I probably won't go back.
I'm
But, I mean,
not going to lie. I'm not going back to it either.
You literally, I didn't read any of the.
It's all just text. There's no moving parts.
And you have to
There's
make
just-
the odd decision, which
Yeah.
I don't think really matters.
It doesn't seem to matter at all, to be honest. Did you meet the prince? There's a prince hiding in the game somewhere.
Someone else.
Somebody else was checked up with a prince.
Yeah, got married to him.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's not for me. I don't know if I'd go back to any of those games, to be honest. Those Netflix stories.
I don't know how we rate it.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I'm not really sure how we do that. I think.
Well, it's the 9th game going in. Have we done 9 games already? Sorry, I unplugged.
I suppose it made some time go. I think I want to say I liked it better than Kentucky Route Zero and Death's Door.
I'm going to go with you on this because I haven't played it enough. So I'll let you.
Let's put it
choose something.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Below it, what was Into the Dead 2? I don't even.
That was the zombie one that was really boring. You
Oh,
just had to
yeah,
shoot
yeah,
people
better
and
than
move.
Love Is Blind Netflix stories.
I don't think I'm going to need to delve into a Netflix story again soon.
No.
Unless it's a property I'm really interested
Unless I pick one.
Well,
I'll get you back.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, it's my turn to pick.
Yeah, but I'd enjoy it more than you. So
I would. I do.
go
So
on
I'm
then.
not
What are
going
you choosing?
to. Well, we've been on a bit of a theme this week on this episode.
Yeah.
Sporty theme, sporty episode, Olympics time.
Sure.
And a new game has appeared on Netflix Games this week.
Okay.
So I've gone with that.
Good.
It's called Sports.
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 Double the sports.
So good, they named it twice. It's basically sporty mini games,
Perfect.
Olympic mini games.
Sounds brilliant.
It says, the synopsis says, sprint, swim, throw, lift, and leap to the top of the world's leaderboard in this arcade-style athletic competition. Can you beat the best of the best? Chase the sweet taste of victory in any array of mini games that test your skill and recreate the thrill of your favourite sports.
Love it.
Do you want to
We'll
make
get the
it into a
chance to
competition?
dive.
Or do we just enjoy it and play it? And
I'm up for doing a competition, might be slightly difficult as we don't know what the game involves, unless you've had a look.
I've not had a look, but I've got some photographs here.
Okay.
Of what, not photographs, that's the wrong thing to say, of all the different pictures of all the different sports. And the first one is hurdles. So do you want to see who can get the quickest time in hurdles?
Yeah,
if
sure.
that's possible in the game, I
Sure.
guess it will be. Play all the others.
Yep.
Let's get a feel for the game. But see who can get
That's
the
your
quickest
bonus challenge.
quickest hurdle
Okay.
timing.
Sports.
Sports.
Lovely.
It looks like it's got a nice art style to it. I've just plugged the screen back in so you can see it. But that's the art style. Look.
Oh, nice.
Looks nice. I'll put some pictures up on the screen. So yeah, let's go and play some sports.
Consider it done.
And I think we should also consider this episode done.
I think we should.
Do you agree?
Yes.
So we're going to go now. We're going to go and record our podcast on Shark Lake.
We are.
Shark Lake?
Yes.
Yeah, Shark. I was
Correct.
thinking it was called Lake Shark for a minute. Shark Lake. With
Either way
dolphins.
works. It wouldn't make a difference.
So come back. Find us on any of your podcast apps. It'll be on YouTube as well. Like and subscribe to the video. Click that little bell thingy. Do what you do. Comments are always nice.
Yeah,
We got a couple of comments last week.
Did
It was
we?
nice. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll read out some nice comments if we get some.
Okay, fine.
Until then, we'll see you back here on Thursday.
Cheers!
Bye.